Hey guys, it is Wednesday, March 28th. 28th of March, it's Mark Coe here for you. Just wanted to take a look at markets today. So we have the end of the month, end of the quarter. Some great movement today, and something we're doing in the room that I wanted to show you guys how this is working. So what I'm doing is giving everybody their 4-hour bias. And the reason I'm working off the 4 hours is a great short-term um, directional bias for people to play off of. And the idea in my trading and what I do is to have a bias direction if I'm dealing. And if I don't have a bias direction, I'm simply not really looking to deal. But I'm going to concentrate on those markets that I have a bias direction. And then again, if it's sell side, I'm looking to sell top edges. If it's buy side, I'm looking to buy bottom edges. So let me show you how this worked today in Euro, because today was a really good opportunity day. Just looking at the 6 markets I have up on my screen. Euro, there was an opportunity. Gold, there was no opportunity. Dollar yen, although the direction was correct, which was to the long side, there was no real opportunity. So gold, no opportunity. Dollar yen, no opportunity. Crude oil, which I will go over, there was an opportunity. Worked well. E-minis, multiple opportunities. Pound dollar. So these are the markets that I'm focused on. And again, the idea becomes lay out the bias and then find opportunities within that intraday. So let me show you Euro. Let me walk you through Euro. Now again, the best part of this, what I'm showing you now, is this is only since 8 o'clock this morning. This doesn't even cover the 24-hour day. This is just simply U.S. session. So euro dollar, we walk in, and again, the bias comes from the 4 hours. So what I'm showing you here on the screens is 15-minute charts. These are short-term charts. So this is not where your bias is coming from. These are more what I would call your execution type charts, something you're honing down on when you already know the direction and the area you want to be focused. So this is euro dollar. Euro dollar levels, right? There would be a couple levels to look at. You have top edge for the day, right, up here by this 24 and a quarter, and then you have this 24.05 to 10 area, which is early Europe sell-off, tested again, early Europe sells off, and now here's your opportunity within U.S. session 8 o'clock at the same level. Now you have to realize this is 05 to 10. This is a 5-tick wide zone in the direction of a bias at an edge that the market has already shown you that buyers can't push it through. And that's why you're acting at that level, right? Again, bias is your sell side into a level. This rotation before first stop is about a 70-tick rotation. Now think about what the math is on that, right? You can do any size you want, but on one standard lot, that's 700 US dollars off of that level. It's over $1,000 by the end of day. But just on the first rotation, that's about 700 US dollars on one trade in the euro dollar. Pretty good stuff. Let's look at crude oil. So crude oil has been short the model, so there's kind of this leaning bias of wanting to look sell side. But again, it comes off the 4 hour, so it is. I already have the chart pulled up. What am I doing? Okay, sorry about that. So crude oil, again, 4 hour bias is sell side. Well, what is the edge we're looking at as you walk in? Right. Let me just show you what chart would look like as you walk into work at 6, 7. I'm saying walking into work in a U.S. session. I'm just showing you these charts from a U.S. session standpoint. This is the first edge I have to play against. It's about 64.85 to 6,500. That's the first edge I have to play against. They're more above it, but that's the first one. It is also the direction of the bias. It's the direction of the model, but it's the direction of the bias. So the idea would be to look to sell into that edge when it's available. First movement into that edge results in about a 50-tick movement off of it. Again, that's on one contract, and that's what I always like to do. Either look at FX as a standard lot or look at futures as a one contract. That's $500 rotation lower. 10:30, it gets a little wild. You get some quick movement back and forth. But think about it again. Who gets bogged down in the quick movement? The scalper, the momentum trader. It can be phenomenal when it works, but you're really dealing against computers. You're dealing against high frequency type stuff. It's a challenge at that speed. What the retail trader can really excel at is finding these patterns, finding these levels. And again, this one was diagnosed hours before. It didn't come up at 10:30. It was already lit up. Everybody in my room had it in terms of what they wanted to be looking at. It traded right to it. It actually traded above it. It just couldn't close above it. And that starts what? The sell side. This thing rotated down over 120 ticks. So again, think about the P&L on one contract. That 120 tick move is a $1,200 per contract move. Now that doesn't mean you're taking top tick and you're taking bottom tick. What that means is you're trying to get the meat of the move. And in doing so, can you put yourself in a position to be short up here, to let it move, right? This one bounced. So this one obviously, depending on how somebody would have traded it, there's obviously money down at the bottom and less money as it bounces. But ultimately, here's what you want to be thinking about: can I put myself in a position, understanding that a $1,200 rotation, I should be able to take some money out of it? That's the idea, right? That's the whole whole approach, which is that I'm dealing from the short side at a level, right? You may not make money in trade after trade after trade. The idea is that you don't put yourself in a position to get hurt. You can get stopped out. You can have lots of little losses, but you can't really get hurt if you stick to that approach. And then when it works, again, think about it. I just showed you euro, $1,000 move. Crude oil, it was a quick, but it was a $1,000 move, right? It bounces back to only end up being a few $100s, but again, it would all depend on how your approach is. Is your approach hold for the day? Is your approach hold for a certain dollar amount? For every person trading, there's that many approaches, right? It's just showing you what's there. And finally, let's take a look at E-minis, which this was the big one today, right? These levels were laid out. Again, sell side bias. Think about what it looks like walking into U.S. session. Here's the edge I'm looking at. It's about 26.23 to 26.26. It's a pretty tight edge. But that's the top. That's where the market couldn't get higher than overnight. So that's why it's the first spot of focus for me, right? What is bottom edge? Bottom edge is simply the level that the sellers could not push it through overnight. And so that frames my day. I know I'm working on a sell side bias. I know that means I want to sell into rallies. Look at these reactions. Trades it. Now this is fast, so you had to be watching. This is a 15-minute chart, so you won't even see how quick this happened. But at the 9:30 open, it trades 23, then it trades 04. That's a $900 move from top to bottom. Now it moves at the 10 o'clock hour. It moves 26.25 again. Actually, the highs were 26.26, down to 25.93. That's over a $1,500 move, right? So add them up. It's a 900 plus a 1,500. Again, I'm not telling you you're taking top tick. What I'm telling you is that's the movement that's there playing the level. Again, third attempt today around the 12 o'clock hour. This one actually, just like crude oil, traded above. It just never gets a close. And this is why I'm always so focused on closes, because until a market can close above a level, it's just that. This is all that short-term retail action. But ultimately, it trades to the same spot, 25, 26, and then back down. This one trades 03. So that's, again, a $1,000 rotation just from this edge to this edge. It fails to kind of reach the 20s again over late afternoon and kind of just ends the day somewhere around this 26.09. But again, that was 3 rotations all off that level, right? With the idea being sell side focus. And sell side until you get proved wrong. So you can see what you can do with one contract. Again, euro I just showed you over $500. Crude oil over $500. That's what's there, and that's why you want to be looking at these levels, not chasing the momentum. So for 28 March, it's Mark Coe. I hope you guys had a great day, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. Cheers.